Hello world and people here at Hope for Prisoners in Las Vegas. Today's date is what?
October 7th,
October 7th, 2016, 2 days before what? Or 3 days before what? Columbus Day. And how's the weather outside?
Great. Beautiful.
And that's right.
Slight breeze.
Isn't it getting kind of cold?
Fall.
Chilly?
Feels fall.
Chillier? How about at night?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we have 2 people that need to leave, so we're going to get started right away with them. And, okay, Patience can go first. Where is Patience? We have no Patience. Okay, so Fernando's doing his thing. Okay. And who's doing the other part?
I'll do it.
Okay, I'll do it, is doing it. Anybody doing any prestidigitation?
I would rather do prestidigitation than have to do this.
Okay, but you're not prepared, right?
I'm ready.
You're equally unprepared.
I have a deck of cards. I know a card trick.
Okay, so we're going to start with Patience, then TJ.
Whoa, what?
Okay. So Patience is going to do last week's, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any of this week's?
No.
Title?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's go.
Quiet on the say.
3.
My name is Patience Bristol, and I'll be reciting a smile. Let the others cheer the winning man. There is one I hold worthwhile. 'Tis he who does the best he can, then loses with a smile. Beaten he is, but not to stay, down with the rank and file. That man will win another day, who loses with a smile.
Okay. You're going to lead the way. So remember, the rule is you get 3 weeks to do it.
All right.
Okay? But if you don't do it this week, this is again, Avon brought this up, just a point of clarification. The next week, you still have to do
Yeah, both of them. Right. Right.
Quiet on the say.
3.
Well, hello, everybody. It's TJ Willis, and I'm going to be reciting How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee with the depth, breadth, and height my soul can reach while feeling out of sight. For end of being? Yeah. And ideal grace. I love thee to the level of the end of days, many quiet needs. No.
Somebody checking this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's close. He's close.
Most quiet need. All
Now,
right.
was it that? Was
Every
it
day
Was that
most quiet.
Most quiet need, that's right.
Every days, I said. I didn't say that?
Candlelight.
End of days.
Oh, yeah. I was still stuck on the end of being aspect of it.
No. He was on track.
All right, let me start over.
Quiet on the say.
3.
Hi, I'm TJ Willis, and I will be reciting How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth, breadth, and height my soul can reach while feeling out of sight. From end of being and ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's many quiet needs by sun and candlelight. I love thee faithfully, huh? Freely. Oh, now I'm, as men strive for right, I love thee proudly, purely.
You can open your book and check it.
Yeah, I hate doing that. As they turn from praise. And this is where I really get stuck. I love thee with the passion put to use.
Okay, so do this. So read it and look up when you know the parts.
All right.
So like you're reading it.
Right.
Right.
All right, let's do this again. Yeah.
You got this, TJ.
Quiet on the say.
3, 2.
Hello, everybody, again. This is TJ Willis, and I will be reciting, How Do I Love Thee? Let me count the ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee by the depth, breadth, and height my soul can reach while feeling out of sight. For end up being...
Everybody, you got to be quiet. Because when we cut these, all of these, they become very magnified.
I was on a roll.
All right, quiet on the say.
Hang on. All right, let's try this again.
Quiet on the say.
3.
TJ Willis again, still trying to recite. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee by the depths, breadth, and height my soul can reach while feeling out of sight. For end of being and ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's many quiet needs by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with a passion put to use. I don't want to read the whole thing.
Got next week.
Yeah, all right, I'm going to finish up next week.
Well, just read it.
Sorry.
Just finish reading it.
All right. I love thee with a passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my last saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Good. You need a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. Mikey's got to say hi to Aunt Peggy. Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, but move a little bit closer.
Closer.
Yeah. You want to see the face, right? You want your grandkids to see the face.
Yes. All right. See how many times it takes.
All right, quiet on the say.
3, 2. Hello, Mom, Aunt Peggy, and Matt. Be reciting, How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee with depth, breadth, and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and the ideal grace. How do I love thee? I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need. By sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with passion put to use in my old griefs and in my childhood's faith. I love thee with love I seem to lose faith with my lost saints. I love thee with breath, smiles, and tears in all my life. And if God chose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Pretty good. I want you to keep working on that for next week.
Can I do it again?
Yeah. Okay, because you're going to be happy everybody that has this one memorized, like the red wheelbarrow, the purple cow, you will be happy at some point in your life that you memorized it. So you're like 97.6% there.
Quiet on the set.
3.
Hi, I'm Steve S. I'll be reciting How Do I Love Thee, Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and heights my soul can reach. When feeling out of sight, for the end of being and the ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet needs by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with a passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, and tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall love thee better after death.
By that much.
What did I miss?
Weren't you looking at your book?
I looked at it, yeah, a little bit.
What did I miss? What did I miss? Something? But good, you did a good job. Good pacing, good, clear. So again, this is one that you're going to want to remember. Are we doing the Charge of Light Brigade?
No.
Okay, so you're probably, we're not?
Don't
You
think
have
so.
to-
I don't think
I
so.
think
I
you do.
I don't think we do.
I didn't see it.
I
No,
don't
we do,
think so.
that's on the 9th week.
The
So
ninth
this kind of
week,
a
yeah.
patent belief.
See, it's Jabberwocky, then Psalms, then the Tiger, then that one.
The charge of light.
Okay, so the Charge of Light Brigade, you're not going to really need to remember. You're going to want some little sound bites out of it. This one, you're going to want to know the whole thing. Okay, next.
I just did all that.
Nothing, gave it a try. That'll help you remember it for next week.
So we've got Avon, Stacy,
Thank you
Dave.
for reminding me, Director.
You got the Sherry.
Go, Sherry.
Appreciate the reminder. though. We might not have it on yet.
I don't know what I'm writing.
Quiet on the set.
Hang on, let's roll. There you go.
3.
I'm Sherry Gardner, and I'm going to do How I Love Thee, Let Me Count the Ways. How I love thee, let me count the ways. I love thee to the breadth and depth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. With all that being and the ideal grace. I love thee with the levels of the days. My quiet need, the quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use. With my old griefs and my childhood faith. I love thee with the love I seem to lose. With my lost saints. I love thee with the breath. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Now,
What?
you're very close. You might want to practice and finish that because you left out one sentence.
Oh.
But you might want to do it again. I think if you read it a few more times and listen to people, you might be able to get it again. And maybe you too, Steve. Huh? Well, if you want, yeah, everybody's got
Oh,
it.
that's the best one.
So, if you want, yeah. I mean, if you're that close, and you're, sometimes listening to other people helps.
Reinforcement.
Yeah,
I thought Mikey passed.
no,
Has anybody yet?
no.
No pressure though.
No pressure, let's try it. Let's just get this out of the way. I know I'm not gonna make it. Yet.
Yes, you are.
So if you need to read it, just read it.
Yeah. We'll try.
Makes you feel better when you're doing it.
I like that, right? Just be like,
What about on the table?
well, okay. I didn't want to cause an accident, knock something over, because I really don't have the money on my
Or you
books to
can
pay
hold
for it. Okay. My name is David Loving, and I'll be,
But I would do the cut.
Oh.
You gotta wait for him.
okay.
Quiet on the
It's okay to hold it
set.
like this, because look at the camera. You can't even see it. Look up the screen. So you can't see it.
Oh, yeah.
I already said it.
Hit it again.
Quiet on the set.
3. I'm David Loving, and I'll be reciting, How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee for the depth, the breadth, the height that my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and the ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by the sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men for strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breaths, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
So you read that well.
Yeah.
No props?
He's gonna go first.
Quiet on the set.
Now, everybody notice how
3.
Avon stands up close so he can be seen.
My name's Avon Sachs, and I'm going to be reciting How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and the ideal grace, I love thee to the level of everydays. Most quiet. Eat what?
I'm done. I don't know.
Okay, so who do we have?
Next.
Stacy, Fernando, and Steve.
I'm awfully prepared.
All right.
I'm not prepared either, but I'll do it.
Well, you can read it. You gotta at least try.
Quiet on the set.
3.
Stacy Johnson, I'm doing How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Oh, wait. How do I love thee through the depth, breadth, and height?
Why did you say wait?
I didn't say wait.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Hold on.
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't say that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
All right, quiet on the set.
3.
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee, or Stacy Johnson. How do I love thee?
Quiet on the set.
3.
Stacy Johnson, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. How do I love How do I love thee through the depth, breadth, and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight? For the ends of being and the ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as we turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old, okay. With the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love seemed to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smile, tears of my life, of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
I'm not going again. I'm just moving.
Quiet on the set.
3.
I'm Steve S., and I'll be reciting How Do I Love Thee, Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight for the ends of being and the ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with lost saints. I love thee with the smiles, tears of all my life, and if God choose, I shall love thee better after death.
Okay. Close enough. Good. So don't forget it. Just keep working on it. All right. Good job. All right. So who is this? Mikey the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Boombatsa!
Thank you, the fridge boombatsa.
Quiet on the set.
3.
My name is Michael Duvall. I'll be reciting How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth, breadth, and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and the ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with passion put to use in my old griefs and in my childhood's faith. I love thee with the love I seem to lose faith in my lost saints. I love thee with breath, smiles, and tears in all my life. And if God chose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Close
enough.
Yeah.
What?
And you'll see it was. There was everybody. It's like, good. Now, but it's not the. It's the.
The. Right.
The. You're saying the. I love thee.
The.
That's an exaggeration, but that's how you're saying. But it's I love thee. Down.
Down.
But good. Good job.
Thanks.
Good recovery
Thanks.
from the previous one. Okay, so we have Fernando, who's not going to be here next week, and Steve.
Would you like me to do a reading of it?
Either way.
All right, I'll do a reading of it.
Okay. Even if you don't have it, it's better just to get up and get it out of your system next week. It'll be easier.
I'm going to try again.
So for you two guys, it was less stress the second time,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll
Might
carry
try
over.
it again.
Okay.
Quiet on the set.
3.
My name is Stephen Burke, and I will be doing a reading from a poem, How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways.
Not from a poem.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
Quiet on the set.
3, 2.
My name is Stephen Burke, and I will be doing a reading of the poem, How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. for the ends of being and the ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely, as men strive for right. I love thee purely, as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love these with a love I seem to lose faith with my lost saints. I love these with the breath, smile, tears of all my life, and if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Okay. Now, hold on a second. Does anybody know Judge Kearns?
Yeah.
Youth court? Okay. So he came and observed, because we had some youth court people in here, two of them OD. But he came and watched, and he teaches at UNLV.
Terrible teacher, huh?
Yeah. Very condescending. But he brought up a very good point. If you're going to read, you need to be able to read better than if you're saying as if you memorized it, right? So it used to be if you don't know this one, you have to recite one that you do know. So when Judge Kearns was here, it would be, okay, you don't know this one, you have to read it, but then you also have to recite one that you do know. Follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. So his thing was, if you don't know it, don't recite an easy one. Do a hard one. Because nobody expects you to get a hard one right. But get an easy one you should have perfect. So what I want you to do this time doing it is slow it way down. Okay, because you're just reading, right? And the common thing for everybody is the tendency to go too fast. You can't tell when you're up there. But when you're out here, did anybody else think that was fast?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody noticed
That's
that
how he
he talks
talks
fast?
usually, though.
Huh?
He talks fast normally, though. It just
Yeah, but in reciting poetry, it's not like conversation, because you want to get it across. Okay, so just slow it down a little bit.
All right.
Quiet on the set.
My name is Stephen Burke. I will be doing a reading of How I Love Thee, Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight, for the ends of being and the ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need.
Okay, great. Now, we're going to have you just carry on from there, but just take a breath after you say each one. Right? Okay? Because you're still just pushing through there. And people who haven't heard this, it's too fast to sink in. Okay? Let's pick up where you left off.
Most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely, as men strive for right. I love thee purely, as they turn from praise. I love these with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love these with a love I seem to lose faith with my lost saints. I love these with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God chose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Good, much better. So Fernando, it's up to you. Now, when you say the first part, the first how do I love thee, let me count, are you going to go again, Sherry?
I'm gonna try again.
so.
I'm gonna try again too.
The first one is you're asking yourself the question.
How do I love thee?
No, you're asking yourself the question like,
How?
how do I love thee?
How do I love thee?
How do
You're
I
not
love thee?
saying it to, she's not saying it to
Let me contemplate.
Robert Browning. He didn't say, well, how do you love me? Well, how do I love you? Let me count the ways. It's not an argument. It's a thinking about it.
Right, like, how do I love
Yeah,
thee?
you can do that.
How do I
How do I love thee? Let me count the
Right.
ways.
With your people.
I know, but I was
Quiet on the
Okay,
set.
you're practicing.
Quiet on the set.
Okay, cool.
3.
My name is Fernando, and I'll be doing How Do I Love Thee? Let me count the ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth, breadth, and height my soul can reach when feeling at sight, for ends of being and the ideal grace. I love thee to the levels of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely,
as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with passion to put to use. In my old griefs and with my childhood's faith, I love thee. With a love I seek to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears, and all my life. And if God chose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Okay, now that word is, a number of people have said chose, it's choose. I don't know if there was a typo in the book, but it says God choose. Right? If God choose, like in other words, it's going to happen in the future, right? If you say God chose, that's what?
Past tense.
That's past tense, yeah. You should stand a little bit closer.
Beat that camera.
Quiet on the set. 3.
My name is Avon Sachs, and I will be reciting How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and the ideal grace, I love thee to the level of everydays. Most quiet need by sun and candlelight, I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use. In my old griefs and with my childhood's faith, I love thee with a love I seem to lose. With my lost saints, I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears, all of my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Good job. Fernando, by the way, you were very good pace.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody want to go again, Sherry?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think I do.
You were very close.
You can do it, Sherry.
All right.
Quiet on the set. 3.
Hi, I'm Sherry Gardner. I'm doing How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee with the breadth and depth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and the ideal grace. I love thee with the days of our lives.
It's cut.
The level of all our days.
Cut.
As the world turns.
Is this a soap opera now?
That was awesome, too.
Okay, quiet on the set, people.
The level.
All right. I'm Sherry Gardner. I'm going to do How Do I Love Thee?
Okay. Quiet on the set. 3.
I'm Sherry Gardner, and I'm going to do How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee with the breadth and depth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. Or the ends of being and the ideal grace. I love thee with the level of the days, most quiet need by sun and candle light. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use, with my old griefs and my childhood faith. I love thee with the love I seem to lose, with my lost saints. I love thee to the breath, smiles, tears, and all of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death.
Very good, Chair. Very good, Chair.
Okay, very good. So, what was the childhood's faith? What does that mean? What's that line? What's the line? childhood's faith.
I love thee with passion, put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith.
Okay, what does that mean?
It's the things that you believe in or that you learn
When
during
you're a
childhood.
kid? Yeah, when you're a kid, you really believe in God a lot more. Your faith is a lot stronger when you're young. Okay. What's next week?
Jabberwocky.
I'm just so excited.
Anybody have that one?
Yeah, right.
I got it.
All right. Okay, well, that was.
Hello.
Hello. So that was good. TJ noticed that this week it got progressively harder. And so what it's going to happen is it's going to, like this week was a big jump. And next week will probably be, then it's going to get a little bit easier. What's 2 weeks from now? After Jabberwocky?
Psalm 23.
Okay, so most people kind of know that one, I think, or have heard it before. That one gets a little bit easier. Then what? Tiger.
Yeah, the tiger.
Okay, the tigers, again, that one's going to feel a lot easier. Tiger, burning bright. Then what?
The Charge of the Light Brigade.
Charge of the Light Brigade.
You remember that one?
The Road Not Taken.
Do you remember the Charge of the Light Brigade?
Charge of the Light Brigade. Does anybody have the first word?
Yeah, hold on. Would you like to yell again?
What is it?
Hold on,
I
we're
gotta
getting
turn
it-
it
we're getting
around.
it right now.
Oh,
Mikey's got it right now. He's coming up right now.
Antelope.
No? I'll look.
Computers do.
Fail to communicate with back end, retrying, onset.
okay.
Fail to communicate, retrying.
Is it a Star Wars thing?
No, it's a famous thing. Does anybody know about that? Charge of the Light Brigade?
No.
No,
Crimean War.
I don't remember it.
This was the first time that cavalry went up against machine guns and cannon. Not machine guns, but cannons. It was the last time they really used cavalry, but it's a very famous. There's a movie called Charge of the Light Brigade
Where, it was a war that took place where?
in Russia.
Should be able to get it off.
Everybody's got it?
I have it
Yeah,
online.
the internet's down.
Access it online. Computer one? Of course. You don't have it saved here?
I think I did over there.
Oh, I have it here.
Should have it here.
I have it online.
I don't think that's gonna make it faster. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, half a league onward. Into the valley of death rode the 600. It's been a while. Forward the light brigade, charge for the guns, he said. Not that a man knew. Oh, into the valley of death rode the 600. Anyway.
I
Okay.
do remember that.
Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them. Anyway, it's a good one, but you're not going to need it. What else do we have?
If,
After
the Gettysburg Address should be good.
We have the Gettysburg Address?
Yeah.
Anybody know that? 407 years ago,
I know that
our
part.
fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Okay, then what?
Hamlet's solo.
That's what.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
Yes.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing in them, to die, to sleep, no more. Then what?
Was that the whole thing?
No.
Then St. Crispin's.
Oh, St. Crispin's Day.
That's a good one.
If we
That
are,
is, oh yeah, if we are marked to die, we are now to do our country loss. But if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor.
God's will.
God's will, I pray thee, Westmoreland. Beg one more man, I beg, what?
By Jove,
By Jove.
I am not
I am not covetous of gold, nor doth it cost me,
Feed upon my cause.
feed upon my blah, blah, blah.
Okay, then Mark Anthony's speech.
Mark Antony's speech. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus, what is it? Noble. Here, under leave of Brutus, am I to speak at Caesar's funeral. What?
But Brutus says he wasn't.
Brutus says he was an ambitious man, and Brutus is honorable.
He hath.
He hath. You what? You what?
He hath but many captives home to Rome.
We're that far already? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, then what?
Oh, then the next speech is, do not go gentle into
Oh.
the good night.
Oh, yeah.
That good night.
Do not go gentle into the good night.
I don't know. Let's see if I can find it.
Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wise men know at their end that dark is right, because their deeds had forked no lightning.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
They do not go gentle into that good night. Okay, then what?
That's the 16th week.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep, that's it.
And we might continue to do it, but we used to. Anybody who finished got a Chromebook. I got all of them.
When do we get our paper book?
Well, that might be a little bit longer. Okay, so thank you, everyone. This was a good job this week. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do next, right?